I look at some of the really hardworking people in content creation and wonder what drives them, right? Like, just grab your favorite Twitch streamer who's online for 40 to 60 hours a week or whatever it is. Yeah. That guy's making millions of dollars a year. What drives him? On one hand, I get it. He's striking while the iron is hot. He probably sees that he's not going to be the biggest guy on Twitch in 2035. Okay. On the other hand, it's like, you've got $14 million in the bank. Why do you wake up and play a game you don't like anymore all the time?
I think Summit,
buy your freedom.
I think Summit's that guy. I think he has a plan to retire. I think maybe I've heard him say that before, but it'll be 3 a.m. and he's streaming PUBG on YouTube, man. It'll be 4 a.m. He's streaming DayZ on YouTube, like he's grinding.
I was in a Landmark stream years ago where he mentioned that Summit was an inspiration for him, where that guy is grinding, like rise and grind, working, even though he's uber successful. And now you could argue Landmark's that guy too. He's still working a lot of hours and doing really well.
Yeah, it's Summit's always, and he's so good at those games. I love to watch how good he can be at all of the games. I kind of think
it's mostly shooters he plays, right?
It's anything.
He played Sea of Thieves and blew up Sea of Thieves because he was so good at it.
He changed the meta of Sea of Thieves, and they patched it, and then he made a new meta. Yeah. he bullied the Sea of Thieves servers into almost non-existence. He ran all the fucking landlubbers out of the oceans. There were these servers. I can't remember how many it was, but you could have like 8 boats in a server or something. And so they would have these servers where they'd get 8 boats where we all agree to not fight and we just farm XP or treasure or whatever. And so he would invade those servers.
It's a game about pirates. You can't have an agreement not to steal booty.
And he shows up with like 3 fucking killers. They're all 4 of them are elite, like PvP masters at this obscure game.
Yep.
And so any one of them can 1v4 the entire other team, and he literally will. It looks like juggling when he plays sometimes, because he's juggling 3 enemies at the same time with his movement and with his actions and stuff. He's jumping off the boat continuously in the fight, swimming under the water, eating fruit to like heal up, and then coming up the other ladder and like putting a 3-move combo, insta-killing a guy, and then he's back in the water again, healing.
Dude, I'd be so pissed if I were just some guy who bought this game and was like, I'm going to play like Sim City and just build a neat boat.
Oh, it's like a community game almost at times for some people, because they play with open microphones in the world on Xbox. He's on a $10,000 PC with the skills of a CS:GO god.
That's right. It's like totally cheap.
Yeah. And there's some like 14-year-old who's like up past bedtime trying to be quiet. He can communicate effectively with his fellow players.
Picture.
It's great. It's great.
Dude, it is cool to watch. One thing I like is watching amazing gamers learn a new game. It happened to me recently in this game. I'm watching this guy, Bushy. Bushy's one of the best Souls players on the planet. And I have like 30 hours in this game over the course of 3 days. He's already past where I am. But more impressively than that, like he's figured out the meta faster than I did. Like in his 4 hours in, he knew more than I did. About
when you watch him play, is it like so different from the way you play that it looks like a different game? Because I find that sometimes I like to play games blind and then go to the pros sometimes and kind of learn in reverse a little bit, because I've already got some stuff I build on the bones that I've learned already with their information, and I'll be like, oh shit, I don't even know how to play this fucking game.
Yeah.
It's like I've been wearing a glove at the basketball game this whole time.
At first, like I was that guy who knew how to play it. Like, because in this game, your regular attacks don't do that much damage. They're kind of just a way to prep your real super combos. And I'm watching him take his previous lived experience and just do like charged R2s. And but you watch him today, and all of a sudden it's this confusing mess of blood and savagery, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm no longer better.
Yeah.
I watched somebody speed run Baldur's Gate in 3.5 minutes the other day. And,
what's the point of that?
That's glitched, right?
I love that.
It's not a glitch. It's just it's all built into the game. It's just abusing game mechanics, and killing off. When you kill off enough characters to fuck up the story, then it has like, well, if this person's dead, then this person fills in. If that person's dead, then this person fills in. If you do it a certain way, there's nobody to fill in, and so it just skips you forward to like story events that you continually skip through.
You're just killing everyone until the game says, fuck you, whatever, it's over.
Kinda, but I'm watching those people. I'm like, this is not how I play. Or
is
even
it
when
hard
I watch
to kill them?
Oh no, it's just killing your own.
Okay.
It's killing your own guys. It's just making it so there's nobody to play the game. Basically,
I'll do that watching because I watch like pro AOE 2 tournaments, which is an RTS. I'm sure you know, Bruce. And at the end of the game they use to let the commentators cast and spectate the game has like a little stat sheet that comes up when it's over, and I'll see them doing stuff and I'll be like, wow, that's some impressive micro, and he's also balancing this and that, but I bet I could figure this out if I like put my head to it. And then it's like someone resigns and the game's over and the panel comes up and it shows like, average actions per minute 149. Okay, I don't think I could do that. I don't think that's in the cards for me, actually, that I could make that.
Is that all actions. Raw? Is there no macros? Is there no like hyper clicking?
Macro. They have EAPM, which is effective actions per minute that weed out repeated clicking, and that'll be like well over 100. But macros are illegal, and that's not just an Age of Empires thing. Every RTS, StarCraft, like you can't use macros. That's cheating.
What you guys are describing is something that has happened to me where I had to play against a speedrunner in a game. I don't know if you guys have ever done that before.
No.
But like I had to competitively play against a professional speedrunner.
Good luck.
It was funny because it wasn't like, oh, watch this amateur gamer play against a speedrunner and like watch him get beat. It was more of like, Bruce, you have to compete and try and win. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you crazy? It wasn't an Olympics game, thank God. So it wasn't like this really, overdone like a Dark Souls or an AoE or whatever. It was just an Olympics game. And I remember there were a couple times I almost had him. Like I was like pretty close because we both had not spent too much time playing. And then the last game I had played against was this rock climbing game. And he was this fantastic speedrunner for Diablo. And it was the rock climbing event in this Olympics game, and he had a few days to practice, and I had not. And it was like, because I practiced, I sat down, I was like, oh, I got to give it a few hours, and I gave it like 2 or 3 hours. We start the rock climbing, and it's like side by side, and it's like basically your little character grabs these things, and you sort of see where each other's progress is as you're going up. I think he quadruple, maybe 5 or 6 times my time. He like shot up the wall, and I was like, I didn't even know how I did it. I was like, I was like, this is. And I remember the next, because they were like, okay, Bruce, well, in order to beat him, like to win the tournament, because it was literally for the tournament, and he was like, in order to beat him, you got to get this time, and I was like, I just gave up. I was just like, I put the controller down. I was like, I can't beat him. He's a professional. I was like, there's no point in me even trying to do this. It'll only be humiliation, because this guy he knows what he's doing, and he's been doing it for years.
Yeah,
I'm not a
speedrunner. You're like thinking it through, and he's like in a muscle memory loop.
Yeah, exactly.
Does this sound familiar to you? This scenario he's describing is this is PKA plays in a nutshell. we would Chiz would pick a new game for us to play every week, and then like he might say that he didn't, but it really seemed like he'd been sharpening up. Like I mean, we were playing Speedrunners.
That's because he had.
Remember that game Speedrunners, where there's like everybody's. Yeah. It's a multiplayer platformer where everyone's on the screen at the same time, and we're all trying to like run through the same platform together. I remember that one in particular. He just beat our shit in.
Yeah.
And then
it could be he practiced. He's also really good at games.
He is really good at games.
Yeah.
I did the most. He's one of those people that cares about achievements. He's got like a million. What's that?
I did the most 200 IQ gaming move of my career. It's not impressive. It's just genius. My hands from live streaming are exhausted. I'm always massaging them. I had this 10.5-hour stream that particularly wore me down. So I broke out the foot pedals and map one to W so I could fucking casually run forward. Just putting my foot on the pedal. I'm so proud of myself.
Now you can just lean back, have some Coke doing? You're still jogging. Yeah.
I tell everybody, foot pedals are a must-have PC gaming accessory. You map it to something. Like get 2 pedals down there and map them to something. Like get it off your keyboard, especially for Tarkov.
Can I have to have my feet in the same position the whole time I'm gaming?
No, you don't. They wiggle around everywhere. You can put them anywhere.
It slides easily, but
each one is its own pedal with a wire that goes to the PC. There's software to make it any key you want.
Yeah, but I got the Jimmy legs.
Really engaging.
Then move it where you want to go.
If you played a game that didn't take so much attention,
I grab it with my toes
100% of the time. Then you might think like, oh yeah. All right, I need to lock in right now, and then your feet are in position, and then the other 80% of the time you're not so locked in. You're just.
So I use it for Tarkov for leaning. Normally you'd use what, Q and E, right?
Yes.
So I can't do that while WASD jiggling and like doing some of the other techniques in Tarkov to bait shots. I don't think anyone can. I know the most of like the really good players, Landmark and people like that, they've remapped their whole keyboard in funky ways to make that happen. I just put lean on foot pedals.
Foot pedal. Mine's
right foot pedal leans right, left.
We have the same mouse, but the scroll wheel you can tip it sideways. And that's my lean.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Kyle, you also make PC game. Like, don't you use your hand on like the home row?
Yeah.
Like just like you were typing.
This goes on
SDF.
That's so fucked up. I would hate that.
It's no different. It's no different than what you're doing. It's just shifting everything to a little bit to the right.
Yeah, it's more weird. I understand the fundamentals of the hand placement.
The bat in his mouth.
It's
the same principle. No, it's so different.
It's weird to me that you would have 2 different hand positions for the 2 things that a keyboard does. It types and it games. Those are its 2 functions. And you're like, oh no, when you hit somebody with a guitar, you hold it like this. It's like, no bullshit. This is how you play a guitar. So when I learned to type with this on,
that's different. You wouldn't hit someone with a guitar like this.
Dude, that's exactly how are you going to play while you hit them then, Taylor? I know that's a bad
I don't
example.
know.
Did you even think of that, Taylor?
But I do know, Kyle, that I am a faster typist than you, and apparently the whole Discord.
No. Oh, the whole Discord. Yeah. We play a game that involves typing fast, and Taylor is the best at it. So we used to play a game that involved typing, but Taylor was the best at it. So now we don't play that game anymore.
Now we don't play that fucking game anymore.
Ever again.
Dude, there's like 25 people in the Discord, and the same person won every game. It's kind of horseshit.
He's
fair. Just like, he types 140 words a minute or something stupid. I'm over here proud of. I type like 80.
Vocabulary, spelling, vocabulary, and typing. Jesus Christ! Why don't we make a game about paramotoring and swimming and something?
Just bite force.
Or a bite strength game.
Bite force training. It was nonsense. But no, that's how I hold my hand when I game. Nobody taught me any other way. And it doesn't get in the way of anything.
I don't like how your position is so ring finger dominant. I like having my middle finger kind of as the in charge finger on W and S.
See, my middle finger collapses though when I extend it.
That's wild.
So it's even better to let my ring finger take over.
Yeah, he does ASDF like with a thumb on the space bar.
Pinky on A, right?
Yeah. Actually, I usually keep my pinky around on shift.
Yeah.
My index finger is on F. And then, S and D, obviously for the 2 in the middle. And then obviously my thumb is on my space bar. And as I need to, I bring my thumb over for left alt all the time. Like that's really convenient. And I use T, G, and B, and sometimes H with my left hand and Y with my left hand. Like I'm using all those as keys in sometimes too. I just don't use left control very much because it's awkward to get to.
Yeah. I was curious because
of my hand for left control.
Yeah, I have to lay my hand kind of like that and get
so I've never off in sprint, I think. So I just hold that while I hit W.
Because I was curious about your shift, Kyle. Because like if pinky is A, but it sounds like you're not pressing A very often. So you're not as A, you're turning left. I guess would A be turning left? You're not turning left very often.
It's like Derek Zoolander.
I'm not strafing left. I'm not strafing left a lot, I guess. But not while shifting. Like that's the thing. But when I am strafing, it's just that's super easy too. I feel there's no handicaps, only pluses from this.